We'll line it up. Leading off in center field will be Jeffrey Haskovic. Batting second at first base will be Brandon Wilchin. Hitting third, the shortstop Chase Lenhart. Batting fourth, the designated hitter Matt Cuvalier. Cuvalier will bat for the pitcher Brian Gosh. Hitting fifth, the catcher Cody Sindelar. Hitting sixth at third base, Brandon Slivka. Batting seventh, in left field, Jonathan Berlin. Hitting eighth at second base, Davis Murphy. And batting ninth in right field will be Austin Shatechka. Kyle Kane will go to the hill for Decorah. He's 7-2 with a 1.86 ERA. Opponents hitting .218 against him, 56 in the third innings, 50 hits, 15 earned runs, 9 walks, and 49 strikeouts. The winner of this game will get the Owine Huskies here in Decorah on Monday night. The Huskies with a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Walk-On in game number 1 of this district doubleheader tonight. Don DeLora calling the balls and strikes. Bob Jacobson working the base pass here in tonight's doubleheader, as Jeffrey Haskovic will stand in against Kyle Kane as we get going right at 7 o'clock. On Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC and at KDECradio.net. First pitch strike from Kane, 0-1. Haskovic, the batter, at .396, 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 17 RBI. Haskovic, the left-hand hitter against the right-hander. Kane sprays one foul down the left field line, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. As Kyle Kane trying to pick up his third win over Crestwood this year, even though the Cadets have hit him reasonably well. Here's ground ball to the left side, fielded on 2 hops by Qualley. He'll throw on to first base, and beating it out is Jeffrey Haskovic. A bang-bang play at first, and Haskovic in on the infield single.
Second batter, Brandon.
Defensively for the Decorah, Austin Ashbacker in left, Gavin Nimrod in center, and James Osley in right, Josie Jewell at third, Jay Qualley at short, Colin Nimrod at second, Bryce Pierce at first, Jay Covden behind the plate, and Kyle Kane on the hill, and Brandon Wilchin will be the batter. No score here in the first inning. Wilchin, a .280 hitter with 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 12 RBI. The pitch is in there for a strike on a curve on the outside edge. No balls and 1 strike. Kyle comes set. Josie charging from third. Bunting up the third base side is Wilchin. Josie picks it up. He'll throw on to first base. The out recorded there. A sacrifice complete, 5-3. So Wilchin moves the runner into scoring position. 4th sacrifice of the year for Brandon Wilchin. A runner at second and 1 down. No score here in the first inning, and Chase Lenhart to the plate. .296, 2 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, and 9 RBI. Kane will look back at second, a second look at second, and he'll bring the first pitch. It's an off-speed pitch, and it goes inside for 1 ball, no strikes. Kane was the starting pitcher in the district game a year ago against Cresco and only lasted an inning and a third in that game. The 1-0 delivery, a curveball inside, so it's 2 balls and no strikes now. In that game, Landon Ashbacker came on in relief, and Blake Moen was able to shut the door as the Vikings won in the first round of the tournament last year, 7-5 over in Walk-On. The stretch by Kane will look back at second, and the pitch on the outside edge for a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Haskovic off of second. Nimrod paying attention to him back there. The stretch by Kane, multiple looks at second, and the 2-1 delivery goes outside for 3 balls and 1 strike. Cadets are 11-21, but 8 of their 33 games have been 1-run games this year. The pitch, fastball outside edge taken for strike 2, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cadets are 4-4 in those games. They're 2-2 in extra inning games this year. Kane Kane comes set on the 3-2. A look back at second, and the 3-2 is swung on and fouled back, so we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kane in 11 1/3 innings against Cresco this year. 19 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So they have hit Kane, but fortunately for the Vikings, the offense has been good enough for them to help out as the pitch goes high for ball 4. That's something Kyle Kane just doesn't do a lot of. That's only his 10th walk this season. So the Cadets in business here in the top of the first inning, first and second, with 1 down for Matthew Cuvalier, who was 4 for 9 with a double and 2 RBI against Viking pitching this year. He's a .274 hitter on the season with 9 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 22 RBI. The stretch by Kane, multiple looks at second, and the pitch swing, and a little number up the third base side, fielded in foul ground by the catcher Jake Hubden, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Denny Brodbeck in the third base coaching box for Crestwood, and Gary Steffen over in the first base box. Infield playing straight up, as is the outfield in the first and second 1-down situation. It's 0-1 on Matt Cuvalier. The stretch by Kyle, multiple looks at second, and the pitch fisted foul. Third base side out of play to the left-hand hitting Cuvalier, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. So Kane well ahead, 0-2 with 1 down. Oftentimes Kyle is a little bit of a slow starter out on the hill. The no ball 2 strike pitch, fisted foul, similar location over Goose Island Drive and towards the jail. It's no balls 2 strikes yet on Matthew Cuvalier. An infield hit for Haskevec. He was sacrificed to second, then Linhart walked. 1 no balls, 2 strikes, and Kyle steps off the rubber. Haskevec off of second. Linhart off of first. The stretch, multiple looks at second, and the pitch swung on, a little number up the third base side, foul. So Cuvalier hanging tough at no balls and 2 strikes. Decorah won the flip, so they are the home team here in their home ballpark. Winner of this one gets Owine, a 1-0 winner over walk-on in the first game tonight. Kane delivers, fastball up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, the winner of this district will play the winner of the Waverly District on Wednesday night in New Hampton to go to state. As the pitch taken low, it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Charles City and Clear Lake played the first game down there, and Waverly Shell Rock playing Independence in the second game. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. Kane comes set, a look back at second. The runners go, the pitch taken high. Jake has a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and it's a double steal for the Cadets. So now it's 3-2, and you have the leading RBI producer on the Cadets squad batting with 2 runners in scoring position. Kane will work out of the stretch in the second and third and 1-out situation. Kyle comes set, and the 3-2 delivery lone outside for ball 4. 2 walks in an inning, that's something you just don't see out of Kyle Kane too often. And I think Coach O is going to make a trip out to the hill. He will. The bases will be loaded with 1 down, and Cody Sindelar will be the batter for the Cadets. Cadets have not had a ball out of the infield, but they are threatening here in the top half of the first inning. Brian Gosh is getting the ball tonight for the men of Gary Steffen and Denny Brodbeck. Runners, hitters, and batters discussing things near the third base coaching box. Coach O will make his way back to the third base dugout. Sindelar is a .290 hitter with 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 12 RBI.
Brings up Cody Sindelar.
Infield going to play up at the corners, back up the middle. No score yet, but the base is loaded with one down. Sindelar was 2 for 9 against Viking pitching this year. Kyle comes set, a look towards third, and the first offering catches the corner on the outside edge on the breaking ball. It's 0-1. Good crowd on hand. The bleachers basically full, and a lot of lawn chairs on either side tonight. No balls and one strike to count. 0-1 delivery, ground ball toward short. Qualley down to one knee, and it goes between his legs. One run is in. Another run is in. Qualley will throw to third. The throw there is late, and the Cadets have a 2-0 lead. Boy, an uncharacteristic inning for Decorah. 2 walks out of Kyle Kane and an error out of Jake Qualley, allowing 2 runs to score. And the Cadets have a 2-0 lead. You'll recall in the second game of the doubleheader here in Decorah, they took a 3-0 lead in the first inning. And Brandon Slifka will be the batter for Crestwood. For Jake Qualley, that's only his 5th error of the season. Slifka at .221, 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 11 RBI. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. He was a tough out for Viking pitching this year, 3 of 7, with a double and 2 RBI. 2-0 Crestwood, top of the first inning. Kane comes set. Slifka's with a squeeze bunt. Hubden is picking it up. He's going to chase the runner back towards third. Tosses it to Josie Jewell. He's 1.5 miles out of the base pass, and Josie shoves him down and records the out. They put the squeeze play on, and it didn't work. Slifka made contact. Hubden picked it up. He looked towards third, chased the runner back, tossed it to Josie. And if Cuvalier wasn't tagged out, roughly I'll admit, by Josie, he was going to get called out because he was running closer to the stands than he was to the field. A 2-5 put out for the second out of the inning. Sindelar advances to second on the play. And Jonathan Berlin will bat. 2-0 Crestwood, top of the first inning. And the first pitch, a curveball low. 1 ball, no strikes on Johnny. Cody Sindelar reaching on an error to allow 2 runs to score in the first inning. The Cadets lead at 2-0. Kane trying to get out of it. A fastball for a strike, and it's 1-1 on Berlin. Berlin, a .277 hitter with a double, no triples, no home runs, and 9 RBI. 1-1 the count. The pitch swung on and ground ball towards third. Josie's going to pick it up. He'll run to third and tag the bag to retire the side. But the Cadets off to a good start. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. It's the Cadets 2 and the Vikings coming to bat. And the Vikings will come to bat this way. Leading off at second base will be Colin Nimrod. Batting second at shortstop, Jake Qualley. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Dustin Carey. Carey will bat for the first baseman, Bryce Pierce. Hitting fourth at third base is Josie Jewell. Hitting fifth in right field, James Osley. Hitting sixth, the pitcher, Kyle Kane. Hitting seventh in left field, Austin Ashbacker. Hitting eighth, the catcher, Jake Hubden. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Gavin Nimrod. And that lineup will face Brian Gosh, who's 4-5 on the season with .494 ERA. Opponents hitting .252 against him. .56 2/3 innings, 61 hits, 40 earned runs, 30 walks, and 27 strikeouts on the season. Walks has been the story in the first 3 games between these two teams. Decorah only walked 4 batters in those first 3 games, albeit Kyle Kane walked 2 in that first inning.
I'll have to be first. Battery for Crestwood, Gosh, and Sindelar. Leading off for the Vikings, Colin Nimrod.
But Crestwood walked 18 or correction, 19 batters in the first 3 games, as Colin Nimrod takes the first one inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Nimrod at 209, no extra base hits, and 13 RBIs. His on-base percentage still at .327. There's a pitch for a strike, 1-1 rather. Nimrod was 0 for 5 against Crestwood pitching, and had an RBI. Here's a blooper towards second base, and our running grab is made by Davis Murphy at second, and there's one down here in the first inning. Defensively for the Cadets, Jonathan Berlin in left, Jeffrey Haskovic in center, and Austin Shatetchka in right. Brandon Slifka at third, Chase Lenhart at short, Davis Murphy at second, Brandon Wilchin at first, Cody Sindelar behind the plate, and Brian Gosh on the hill. Jake Qualley will bat, a .330 hitter with 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 21 RBIs. He was 0 for 7 with an RBI against Cadet pitching this year, and the curveball misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Gosh was 0-1 against Viking pitching this year. In 5 innings, he gave up 2 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Pitch in there for a strike. It's now 1-1. Pitch swung on and missed as Qualley well ahead of a breaking ball from Gosh, and it is 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count. Gosh ready, and the 1-2 delivery swung on and a ground ball towards third and foul. So it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. If you go back to the top of the inning in which the Cadets scored a couple, probably the key at bat in that inning was the Cuvalier at bat. He was down 0-2, fouled a couple of pitches back, coaxed a walk as the pitch swung on, hammered towards left field, and it'll be a base hit and extra bases. And now they're going to rule it a foul ball. Donnie DeLora, the home plate umpire, vocally ruled foul, but did not throw the hands up. He did call it right away, but the perception will be that he didn't because he didn't raise his hand like that. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. Gosh delivers fastball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count now on Qualley. 2-0 Cadets here in the bottom of the first inning. Winner of this one gets Owine here on Monday night in the district final. 2-2 delivery swung on, and a chopper over the head of Gosh. Charging at second is Murphy. He's going to throw to first base, and the throw is offline. It'll be an infield hit for Qualley. Once that ball got over the head of Gosh, there was little, if any, chance that Qualley was going to get retired, and he's on with 1 down here in the first inning. One on, 1 out, 2-0 Cadets, bottom of the first. Dustin Carey to the plate, .374, 7 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, and 21 RBI. Carey was 2 for 7 with his only triple of the season against the Cadets. And he also had 2 RBI against Crestwood. Pitch swung on, hammered towards left center field. Jeffrey Haskovic retreating. He will make a running grab in front of the fence in left center field. Qualley hustling back to first, and there's 2 down here in the first inning. Carey gave it a ride, but Haskovic got on his horse and read it from the get-go. And there are 2 down here in the first inning. And Josie Jewell will come to the plate. 2-0 Cadets. Jewell was 3 for 7 with the double and 4 RBI against the Cadets. Josie at .375, 11 doubles, 1 triple, 4 home runs, and 33 RBI. Moved to first base and back to the bag diving is Qualley, who's 2 for 2 in the steal column this year. Gosh comes set, and the pitch, swinging a foul at the plate as Josie fouls off a curve down and in. No balls and 1 strike. Righty-righty matchup with 2 down and a runner at first here in the first inning. Gosh comes set, and the 0-1 delivery smacked foul down the third base line. And it's no balls and 2 strikes to count. So Gosh well ahead of Jewel here, trying to give the Cadets the lead as they go to bat for the second time. Decorah is the home team via the flip held before the game. Gosh will step off the rubber. Couple of steps off the bag at first base is Qualley. Gosh will come set. And the pitch to Josie is a fastball outside for 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 with 2 down. An error leads to 2 Cadet runs in that first inning. They lead it 2-0. Another 1-2. Josie pops one a mile high. Haskovic coming in center field. He will make the catch to retire the side. So, the Vikes get 1 hit and leave 1. We are through 1, and it is Crestwood 2 and Decorah 0. And let's take a timeout here for Vicks Heating and Plumbing. Top of the second inning we go. It is a 2-0 lead for the Cadets. An infield hit, an error, and 2 walks lead to their 2 runs in that first inning as Davis Murphy, Austin Shatechka, and the top of the order, and Jeffrey Haskovic will be due as Murphy bunts through the first offering from Kane. No balls and 1 strike. Murphy at 192, no extra base hits, and 3 RBI. Pitch in there for a strike on a fastball on the outside edge. And it's 0-2 the count. Kyle usually gets better after that first inning. Viking fans hoping that is the case once again as a curveball is taken low. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Kyle Kane. Over his last few outings, he's given up runs early, but really hasn't given up a lot after that. The 1-2 delivery from Kane, swinging a foul at the plate off the bat of Davis Murphy, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Murphy 0 for 3 against Viking pitching this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Nobody on, nobody out here in the second. Kane delivers the 1-2. A blooper towards the middle of the infield. The field on 1 hop by Qualley. Quick toss over to first base, and beating it out is Davis Murphy once again. Murphy got one over the head of Kane. Qualley fielded it on 1 hop, did what he could, but for the second consecutive inning, the Cadets lead off with an infield single. Runner at first, nobody out, 2-0 Cadets, top of the second inning, and Austin Shatechka will bat. He bunts up the third base line, but foul, and he was bunting late. So my guess is that wasn't exactly for a sacrifice. So no balls and 1 strike. Shatechka at .258 on the season. 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 3 RBIs. 2-0 Cadets here in the second. Kane comes set. Josie coming in from third, and Kane will move the back foot off the rubber to send Murphy back to the bag. Murphy is 3 for 5 in the steal column this year. Stretch by Kane, a look towards first, runner goes, pitch swung on, fly ball right field, retreating is James Osley. He will make the catch. Back to first base goes Murphy. And there's 1 down here in the second inning. So Murphy at first with 1 down, and Jeffrey Haskovic will start the second trip around the batting order in a 2-0 lead for the Cadets. Haskovic got an infield hit and scored in the first inning. Kane's first delivery to the left-hand hitting Haskovic is a strike. It's 0-1. Stretch by Kane, and the 0-1 offering. Swung on and a one-hopper right back to Kane. He's going to have one realistic play. It's to first base, and the out recorded. With Murphy moving up to second base on the plate. 2 down here in the first. Correction in the second. And Brandon Wilchin will bat. He sacrificed a runner up in the first. 2-0 Cadets, top half of the second inning. Wilchin without an official at bat, a runner at second and 2 down. And the first pitch swung on, popped up right side. Coming in is Osley. Out is Nimrod. Osley charging in, and he will make the catch to retire the side. So 1 hit and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's 2-0 Crestwood, and let's hear from Bruning Rock Products. Crestwood 1-2, Decorah 0. Owine won the first game here of this district semifinal doubleheader in Decorah tonight. 1-0, scoring a run. In the bottom of the sixth inning was an excellent pitching matchup between Taylor Gilson and Austin Trundle. Both those men pitched awfully well. And Gilson had the better of the fate. Gilson was throwing a no-hitter through 6 2/3 in that ball game as James Osley will bat to start the bottom of the second. A 2-0 lead for Decorah. Osley at .297, 8 doubles, no triples, 1 home run, 26 RBIs. He has knocked in a run in his last 6 ball games, and the pitch taken outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Osley was hitless against the Cadets this year. 0 for 7, but he did have an RBI. And a fastball on the inside edge for a strike from Gosh, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-2-0 for the Cadets. 0-1-1 for the Vikings. Gosh ready, and the pitch swung on, a chopper up the middle. It's fielded at second base by Davis Murphy. He'll throw on to first base to retire Osley. And 1 down here in the second inning. 1 down, nobody on for Kyle Kane. A 2-0 lead for Crestwood. Kane at .303 with 9 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 20 RBI. Kane looks at the first one low from Gosh. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Gosh kicks and deals, and the pitch swung on smack towards third. It's fielded there by Slivka. He'll fire across the diamond, and Kane retired 5-3, 2 down here in the second inning. So the Vikes putting it in play, but Crestwood there to make the plays to this point. And Austin Ashbacker will bat, playing left field tonight after being cleared to play after sitting out Tuesday night, still feeling some ill effects after being hit by a pitch last week, and Ashbacker swings at the first one and fouls it away. No balls and 1 strike. Austin at .266. 2 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, and 14 RBI. A 2-0 lead for Crestwood. We play the bottom of the second inning. Austin looks at the next one outside. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Cadets loaded the bases on an infield hit, 2 walks in the first inning, and an error off the bat of Sindelar scored 2 runs. That's been the difference to this point. 1-1 delivery, sliced foul, right side and out of play. 1-2. Austin was 2 for 6 with 2 RBI against Crestwood pitching this year. Gosh ready, and the next pitch outside is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gosh likes this sign from Sindelar in the 2-2, swinging a foul on a big over-the-top curveball, but Austin able to get a piece of it. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on number 22. Scoreboard full of 2s right now. And the 2-2 delivery swung on a ground ball towards third and foul. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. A 2-run lead for Crestwood here in the bottom of the second inning. Gosh kicks and deals with the third 2-2 offering, and that one taken high and inside. So now it's 3-2 on Austin Ashbacker, with Jake Hovden hoping for a turn on deck. 3-2 the count, and the pitch. Fastball swung on, fouled away. So Austin making Gosh work here. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. And the pitch, breaking ball outside, and that's a good at-bat for Austin Ashbacker. Fouled off some good pitches, and he ends up drawing a 2-out walk, and Jake Hovden will try to make the Cadets pay for that. Hovden 1 for 13 on the season, 1 for 1 in the stolen base column when he's been on base. He's obviously been a courtesy runner a lot, but tonight being called on to catch Kyle Kane. Stretch by Gosh, and the pitch a little low and in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Hovden actually got his first varsity start, and that was out in left field over at Cresco in the 3rd game between these two teams this season. Stretch and the 1-0. Fastball on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 Cadets here in the bottom of the second inning. Gosh out of the stretch. Short lead at first base by the Baby Bull. And the 1-1 delivery swung on, popped up on the infield. Davis Murphy is under it. He will make the catch to retire the side. So a 2-out walk and nothing else. We head to the 3rd inning. It is a 2-0 lead for Crestwood. And let's hear from Jason Solon, your Farm Bureau insurance agent. 3rd inning we go. It's a 2-0 lead for the Crestwood Cadets. An error in the first inning after 2 walks and an infield hit has been the difference to this point. Kyle Kane has given up 2 hits, 2 unearned runs, walked 2 and struck out none. 2 walks in 2 innings, un-Kyle-like, but as we talked about before, Kyle has been a slow starter, and he usually gets better from there. Chase Lenhard will start things here in the 3rd inning. He walked and scored in that 1st inning. A 2-0 lead for Crestwood here in the top of the 3rd as Lenhard loops one towards left field and a base hit. Cresco not hitting the ball hard at all, but they're finding spots. And for the 3rd consecutive inning, the Cadets get their leadoff runner on. And maybe this is the spark plug the Vikings need. Luke Kane joining the broadcast right now. Welcome, Lucas.
Good to be here, Darren. Good to finally get into town.
Had to work down in Iowa City today, but he's back and ready as Matt Cuvalier looks at a strike on the outside edge. No balls, 1 strike. Cuvalier walked in that 1st inning. And that was probably the key at bat of the inning. Kane got ahead of him 0-2, fouled off a couple of good pitches, coaxed the walk, and then Sindelar followed that with reaching on an error to allow 2 runs to score. Not the start you wanted, but a lot of baseball to play, Luke.
Yep, you can't lose control now. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep playing.
0-1 delivery swung on in a chopper, and it'll land foul as Jake Hovden fields it in foul territory up the right side. It's no balls and 2 strikes now on the Cadet cleanup hitter, Matt Cuvalier. And we've talked about it a lot. We talked about it this morning with Coach O on the Friday Sports Show. We talked about it on the pregame. A 1-game baseball scenario is probably one of the most exciting but nerve-wracking postseasons in high school sports.
It really is. It doesn't give you a lot of room to breathe.
Pitch swung on, fouled back to the screen, and it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, you really hang on every pitch when you get into these sudden death situations, and tonight is no different than that.
2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Cadets. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error for Decorah to this point. And the pitch swung on, sprayed down the left field line, and that one is going to land foul as Austin Ashbacker was after it. Couldn't quite get there, and still no balls, 2 strikes on Matt Cuvalier. And traditionally, Kyle's been a little bit slower of a starter, but has gotten better from there, and hopefully that's going to be the case again tonight, Kyle.
Yeah, his last couple starts, he's given up 1 or 2 runs early on, but, you got to keep fighting, and that's what he's done, so hopefully we can dig in here.
No balls, 2 strikes, and a fastball taken up. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes to count.
And when you get so far ahead of these batters, you got to finish them off. That was kind of the problem in the first inning, like you said, Darren. So hopefully we can come back with this deep hole in the count.
A couple of steps off the bag at first is Linhart. Kyle comes set, runner stays put. Pitch a little bit low, a little bit outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matt Cuvalier. 2-0 Crestwood here in the top of the 3rd inning. Pitch swung on, a ground ball to the right side. Backhand stop made there by Pierce. And he'll throw it overhand to first base. And Kyle Kane with the put out there to retire Cuvalier with the runner moving up to second base. Good job by Pierce not panicking and taking unnecessary risks trying to get that lead runner that time.
Yeah, Bryce did 2 things really well there. First, he got the ball. That was a pretty tough play, and he made the right decision just taking that sure out at first.
Cody Sindelar will stand in. He reached on an error to allow 2 runs to score in that first inning, giving the Cadets their current 2-0 advantage as a 55-foot curveball is blocked by Jake Hovden behind the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Winner of this one gets Owine. A 1-0 winner over Waukon in the first game of this district semifinal tonight. Stretch by Kyle, a look back at second. Multiple looks at second now, and the 1-0 swung on and a pop-up foul. Right side and out of play, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Cody Sindelar. Sindelar batting with a runner in scoring position in less than 2 outs. Similar situation to what the Cadets had back in that first inning, in which they scored their 2 runs. 1-1 delivery, fastball up. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Another lead at second by Linhart. Kyle comes set, 2 looks at second, and the 2-1 delivery is low for 3 balls and 1 strike now. First base is empty, so a walk doesn't kill you here, but you want to get outs when you can get them. The 3-1 delivery swung on, smacked into right field, and that one will get through for a base hit and go all the way to the fence. Lenhard will score on the RBI double by Sindelar, and the Cadets lead by a 3-0 margin. Double number 4, RBI number 13 for Cody Sindelar on the season.
This wasn't the start you were looking for, Darren, and it's never easy to dig yourself out of a hole, especially in a tournament game, but that's what the task the offense has right now.
Coach Olenczak heading out to the hill to talk to Kyle Kane, who just gave up his 4th hit. And Jake Qualley is going to come into this game. We'll tell you about the changes here in a moment. It's 3-0 Crestwood here in the top of the 3rd. Let's hear from Rockwyler Appliance and TV. Kyle King lifted after 2 1/3.
Got it.
He gives up 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned to this point, 2 walks and no strikeouts. Jake Qualley being called in to put out the fire. Kane will move from pitcher to catcher. Qualley will move from shortstop to pitcher. Colin Nimrod will move from second base to shortstop. And Brady Dolly will come into the game and bat in the number 8 spot, being vacated by Jake Hovden. So a 3-0 lead for Crestwood, and Kyle, you can't put it all on him, but getting behind hitters consistently and walking a couple of guys this early in the ball game, that's just not what Kyle usually does.
Nope, and that's not the recipe for winning baseball. Too many walks early on, that'll kill you. And when those infield hits, they kill you when you walk people in front of them.
And Brandon Slifka will be the batter with a runner at second and one down. Qualley making his 18th appearance, 7-2, 180 ERA, 204. The opponent's batting average against 74 innings, 62 hits, 19 earned runs, 14 walks, and 41 strikeouts. And the pitch to Slifka is a curve for a strike, 0-1. Slifka was at the plate. They tried to put a squeeze on in the first inning. It ended up being a fielder's choice, as they got the out at home. Qualley comes set. And the 0-1 offering swung on, popped up right side. Kyle Keene is under it in foul territory near the fence, and he will make the catch. And a big second out here in the third inning. And as a reliever, always good to get that first batter out with relative ease.
Yes, it is. And Jake did a nice job of getting in there and throwing strikes, and good things happen. Out number 2.
And Johnny Berlin will come to the plate. Runner at second, 2 down, 3-0 Crestwood here in the third. Berlin bounced into a fielder's choice in that first inning to end it. Berlin bunts up the first base side, but foul. No balls and 1 strike. Qualley's been in this role before, and he has shut down teams before, but right now you just need some positivity to come your way if you're Decorah. Stretch and the 0-1. Swung on, popped up, foul. Keene will look back, and that one will land on the roof of the grandstand. So it's no balls and 2 strikes. So 4 pitches, 4 strikes from Jake Qualley. 3-0 the lead for Crestwood as we play the top of the third. 3-4-0 for Crestwood, 0-1-1 for Decorah. The 0-2 delivery, a curveball that's 55 foot in the dirt, and Kyle Keene getting the body and the chest protector in front of that. Getting that number 4 uniform dirty, like some guys used to.
You bet.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Qualley ready, and the pitch swung on, and a ground ball toward short. Fielded there by Nimrod. He winds up. He'll throw to first base, and he gets Berlin over there at first. But the Cadets add to their total 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left. We head to the bottom half of the third inning. It is a Cadet lead of 3-0. Let's take a break for Hubden Oil. District semifinal baseball tonight. Darren Swenson, Luke Kane with you on Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC and at KDECradio.net. The Crestwood Cadets with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. The Vikings are the home team, and Vikings get their opportunity at the plate. They just need to realize right now that they're not going to hit the 6-run homer in 1 at-bat. Sometimes this season, this team, when they have gotten down, fortunately it hasn't been a ton this season, Luke, but when they have gotten down this year, they have lost a good approach at the plate, and you just can't lose that, especially when you're in a situation when you're down. It seems a lot, but 3 runs is a lot to that you can make up in 5 more times at bat.
Yeah, definitely. And you got to stick to that good approach. You got to take good pitches.
Gavin Nimrod swings at the first pitch, grounds 1 towards second, picks up there by Davis Murphy. He'll throw on to first base, and Nimrod retired on 1 pitch. And we're not picking on Gavin there, but swinging at the first pitch, and the pitcher's part of the zone. Not really what you want to do there, Luke.
Yeah, Darren, and I know what it feels like to be down in a game like this. You feel like you're running out of life, and you feel like you got to go after everything. But really, the key is to stay patient and stay in your approach.
Colin Nimrod will bat. He popped out to second, in the first inning. And he'll look at the first pitch outside on a curveball. 1 ball, no strikes. So the first time through the order, the Crestwood pitcher, Gosh, has had the Vikings at bay. Only an infield hit and a walk given up as Nimrod smacks 1 towards right field, past a diving Murphy and into right field for a base hit.
And Darren, that I was just about to say, you got to look the other way, especially with the way they're playing us in the outfield. A single down the line could turn into a triple or an inside the park home run pretty quickly with their alignment.
Now the pitcher.
And Jake Qualley will bat. He got an infield hit back in the first. 1 on, 1 out here in the third. A 3-0 lead for Crestwood. Slipka even with the bag at third. Wilchin holding the runner on at first. Gosh delivers, and the pitch to Qualley, a curveball for a strike on the inside edge. It snowballs in, 1 strike. 3-0 Crestwood. We play the bottom half of the third inning. Gosh gets his sign from Sindelar, comes set in the 0-1, fastball outside. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Collin, a couple of strides off the bag at first base. And the 1-1 delivery swung on a ground ball towards third. It gobbles up Slipka. It ends up in front of him, and everyone's going to be safe. Hard hit ball, but a play that Brandon probably would agree that he needs to make. It's an E5, first and second, with 1 down, and the Vikes in business here in the third inning.
Yep, this is a situation here where getting 1 across and shortening that lead will really do a lot for the mental mental standpoint of our team. So this is a big inning for us here.
Sweska will get Qualley's courtesy at first base, and Dustin Carey will bat. He flew out to center in the first, 0 for 1. 3-0 Crestwood here in the third. Colin Nimrod away from second, Sweska away from first. In front of the bag at first is Wilchin. Behind the bag at third is Slipka. Carey asks for time. Donnie D gives it to him as Gosh and Sindelar taking a while to come together on a sign. The right fielder for Kresko, Shatetska, is playing well into right center field. Probably don't expect a lot off speed here, do you?
No, you'd think it'd be all hard stuff.
Fastball swung on, driven down the left field line, but foul. Out into the middle of Goose Island Drive. No balls, 1 strike to count on Dustin Carey. Away from second, Collin. Away from first is Sweska. No balls, 1 strike, and a curveball that goes behind Carey. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, so much for not expecting off-speed or breaking stuff.
We're wrong sometimes, too, I guess.
Well, me more than you, my friend.
I wouldn't say that.
1 ball, 1 strike. The stretch by Gosh, and the 1-1 delivery swung on, popped up. Infield fly rule going to be called as Lenhart will make the catch in shallow left field from his shortstop position. And there are 2 down here in the third inning, and Josie Jewell will bat. He flew out to center his first time up.
Stepping up, Josie Jewell.
First and second, 2 down. 3-0 Crestwood. Josie 0 for 1. Gosh in for the sign from Sindelar. And Josie will step out. Time was asked for by Don DeLora, or granted by Don DeLora. I'm sure Josie said please. Gosh delivers, and a curveball got him. Inside corner. Got him in the elbow, just kind of nicked him, and now the bases are going to be loaded for James Osley.
And you know what, Darren? That's exactly what you do on a curveball that's coming at you. You stand in there, it's a little slower, it's not going to hurt, and Josie did a nice job of staying with that pitch.
James Osley grounded to second in the second, 0 for 1. Bases loaded, 2 down, 3-0 Crestwood. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Osley has had an RBI in 6 consecutive games. Gosh delivers in the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
It's key that he stays patient in this at-bat. It's a big spot, but you still got to keep your wits about you.
Gosh working out of the windup in the 2-out, bases loaded situation. He gets the sign from Sindelar, likes it, and the 1-0. High and outside for 2 balls, no strikes. Two 2-0 the count on Osley. With 2 down here in the third inning, Vikes trying to get back in it. They trail it 3-0. Gash ready in the 2-0. Swung on, driven down the right field line, but foul. Pretty good fastball on the outer half that time, and it's 2-1. Was James seeing that big gap out in right field?
I think that's what he was going for, Darren.
2-1. The pitch swung on, a fly ball towards right field. Underneath it is the right fielder, Shatetska. He will make the catch to retire the side. One hit, one error. Bases left loaded. We go to the fourth. It's 3-0 Cadets. This for A&J Petersburg Agency Insurance and Real Estate. Top of the fourth inning we go. It's a 3-0 lead for Crestwood. Crestwood got 2 in the first inning, an infield hit and 2 walks, loaded the bases. Cody Sindelar then reached on an error by Jake Qualley at shortstop. That allowed 2 runs to score. Cody Sindelar then had an RBI double to score Chase Lenhart in the third inning. To allow the third run to score, Kyle Kane was chased after 2 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned.
After the fourth for Crestwood.
2 walks and no strikeouts. Qualley came in. He got the final 2 batters of inning number 3. And he'll try to keep the Cadet offense at bay as the Cadets sending some action down to the bullpen. As Gosh lost it a little bit there in inning number 3 as Murphy squares to bunt us off the third base side. Josie Fields fires, throws to first base. Murphy retired 5-3, 1 down here in the fourth inning.
And Josie made that play look pretty routine, but that's a very high-level high school play. Kind of submarined it over to first base. That was very nicely done.
Brandon Wilchin, the man warming up in the bullpen for Crestwood, as Austin Shatetska will bat. Shatetska flew out to right in the second, 0 for 1. 3-0 Decorah, trailing Crestwood here in the fourth inning. As the pitch, a curveball taken low, it is 1 ball, no strikes. Hits, Cadets lead that column 4-2. Errors are even at 1. Fastball outside edge for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Timely hits, the Cadets have gotten them. Fikes had an opportunity in that third inning, failed to come through. Pitch swung on, popped up left side. Colin Nimrod is under it from his shortstop position. He will make the catch, and there are 2 down here in the fourth inning. 2 down, nobody on, and Jeffrey Haskovic will come to the plate, starting the third trip around the Cadet batting order. Haskovic singled and scored in the first and popped or grounded to the pitcher in the second inning. The left-hand hitting Haskovic, and it's the right-hander Qualley as the pitch taken up. It is 1 ball, no strikes. One and 0, and the pitch. Curveball outside edge for a strike, and it's 1-1. Ball and a strike, and Qualley ready. The pitch. Blown outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Lights have been turned on, even though the sun covering about 60% of the field yet. And here's a ground ball to the right side. Picked up there by Brady Deli. He throws to first base, and keeping his foot on the bag on the low throw is Bryce Pierce. Nicely done. He saved Deli an error, and more importantly, got his team an out. A 1-2-3 fourth inning. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, we're halfway home here in this district semifinal. It is Crestwood 3 and Decorah nothing. Let's take a break for Dick Cuvalier and Troy Whitehill with Edward Jones Investments. Bottom of the fourth inning we go. Crestwood leading Decorah 3-0 in this district semifinal. Darren Swenson, Luke Kane with you on the radio tonight. Viking offense getting their opportunity, and good old number 4 will get his chance to start things here in the fourth inning. Kyle is grounded out to third in the second, 0 for 1.
With number 4, Kyle Kane.
Gosh delivers, first offering, low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Brandon Wilchin did warm him up a little bit in that last half inning. And the pitch on the inside edge for a strike is 1-1. 48 pitches for Gosh. Through his innings thus far, there's a blooper out in the right field, and that one will land for a base hit. So Kyle Kane gets the blooper to fall. Third hit for the Vikings, and the first time tonight the Vikings have gotten their leadoff runner on in a frame.
Yeah, that's big to get your leadoff runner on. It wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but hopefully it'll kind of spark some momentum here offensively.
Kyle gets to run for himself here.
Interesting.
Well, Jay Covden got the start at catcher.
That's right, so he's ruled out.
And Sweska has already ran. Brighton Meyer would really be your only other option here as Austin Ashbacker takes the curve for a strike, 0-1. Austin had a good at-bat in the second inning. A 9-pitch at-bat in which he drew a walk. The ball's 1 strike. Slifka even with the bag at third. The pitch to Austin swung on and missed as Austin well over the top of a curve, and it's 0-2. Hopefully Kyle can exhibit that Wheels Kane speed here. The 0-2 delivery. Curveball outside. Got away from Sindelar, and Wheels Kane down to second base. That name can transfer down to another generation, can't it?
You bet. We can share it. We can share. I was faster.
And Kyle's never scored 4 touchdowns in a game either.
Never has. Never has.
You've never dislocated your elbow, though, so he's tougher, you're quicker.
I'll take it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on, and a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Kyle is going to stop at third base, first and third, with nobody out here in the second inning, as Austin Ashbacker's been on base twice now.
And that was a well-hit ball by Austin. He did a good job of staying alive in that at-bat and not getting afraid with 2 strikes, and he hits a hard one right back up the middle.
And now Brady Dolly will get an opportunity as Brighton Meyer will run for Austin Ashbacker at first base.
14. Brighton Meyer.
I'm a little worried here. Does Kyle know where home plate is?
He
doesn't get this opportunity too often.
This might be the first time in a couple of years he's ran the bases.
Dolly 4 for 23 on the season with a double and 3 RBIs. He did not bat against Crestwood this year. Slifka even with the runner at third. And the pitch to Brady Dolly, fly ball, left field, retreating is John Berlin, and it's over his head and up against the wall. Kyle Kane will score. Meyer will get to third base on a double by Brady Dolly. It's a 3-1 ball game.
And sometimes the biggest things happen from the people who you least expect it to come from. And that time, Dolly, who didn't start the ball game, came in ready. He made a play in the field, and he came in and hit the first pitch he saw. That's the spark we need to get.
And Gary Steffen took a couple of steps out of the dugout, now goes back. And will he head on out and make the change now? He will not. Gosh is working out of the windup. Now he goes to the stretch. As Gavin Nimrod will bat, he grounded to second in the third, 0 for 1. 3-1 the lead for Crestwood. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Now Gosh steps off the rubber. Meyer the runner at third and Dolly the runner at second. Gavin from the left-hand side of the plate against the right-hander. Gosh takes a curve on the inside edge for a strike, 0-1. In case you're thinking it, Gavin does have 5 sacrifice bunts this year.
I was thinking it.
No balls, 1 strike to count. The stretch and the 0-1 curveball inside corner taken for strike 2, and it's no balls and 2 strikes now on Gavin.
And with the way they're playing him, that's a pitch that Gavin can wait on and drive down that left field line with that kind of overshift in the outfield.
No balls, 2 strikes to count. Meyer away from third, Dolly away from second, and the pitch, fastball missing outside. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is awfully interesting the way they are shifting their outfielders based on right and left-hand hitters at the plate. The left-hander, Nimrod, they're shifting way over The 1-2 delivery, a curveball taken outside. Hops away from the catcher, Sindelar, but not enough to warrant runner advancement.
Yep, that was a good decision, Darren. And you know what? Their outfield kind of reminds me of something that you do in a slow pitch or modified softball game with the way that, the exaggerated shift kind of.
Meyer thought better of it, and Coach O told him, you thought better of it.
Yeah.
And only the way Coach O can. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count on Gavin. Has a 5-game hitting streak coming into the postseason. The pitch swung on, a ground ball to the right side, picked up there by Davis Murphy. He'll throw on to first base to retire Nimrod. Meyer scores to make it a 3-2 ball game.
And, Darren, although that was an out, it was a productive out. Not only did it score the run, it moved that tying run to third base. So now you have a lot of options to tie this game up here.
And now Gary Steffen is coming out to talk to Brian Gosh here. This has been 2 times through the order, and from what I've seen of Coach Steffens, he usually sometimes makes that change at the point between the 9 and the 1 man, but apparently it's just a little bit of a conversation. I think with Colin Nimrod at the plate, you're probably discussing how you would defend a potential squeeze play.
Yep, I think you're exactly right, Darren, and Coach O probably realized that too. It'll be interesting to see what moves are made here in the chess match.
And now the infield coming up at all 4 spots with 1 down here in the 4th inning. Nimrod is 1 for 2. Popped to second in the first, single to right in the 3rd. 3-2 Crestwood, bottom of the 4th inning. The stretch by Gosh and the delivery smacked into left center on a base hit. Colin Nimrod with his 14th RBI of the year to score Brady Dolly. We're tied at 3.
And Darren, you can kind of feel the momentum switching, the crowd slowly getting back into the game. This would be a big inning here to see if you can, why not get all 4 and take that lead back.
And now the Cadets will make a pitching change as Brandon Wilchin will be coming into this one. We'll tell you about the changes after we hear from Hacker Nelson, CPAs and Business Consultants, and Greg and Marty Wise with Plan One Financial. Brandon Wilchin will move from first base to pitcher. Since Brian Gosh was the pitcher getting hit for, the DH, Matt Cuvalier, will move in from DH to first base, and Crestwood will lose their DH. So Brandon Wilchin on for the Cadets. After Gosh goes 3 1/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Wilchin, his 13th appearance, 5th in a relief, 3 and 5 with a 4.41 ERA. Opponents hitting .292 against him. 47 2/3 innings, 57 hits, 30 earned runs, 26 walks, and 23 strikeouts. 3-3 game, Qualley up with a runner at first, and 1 down. And the pitch swung on a ground ball, fair down the left field line. Colin Nimrod hustling towards third base. Berlin bobbles it up a little out in the left. Nimrod will reach third without a play on a double by Jake Qualley, which is number 4 on the season.
And now you're really in business, Darren. You kind of have a chance to get a little bit of separation here with 2 runners in scoring position.
And Cole Sweska will get his courtesy out at second base as Dustin Carey will be the batter. Carey is 0 for 2, fly to center in the first, and popped to short in the 3rd. Infield up at all 4 spots with 1 down. Stretch by Wilchin, and the pitch swung on, driven deep left field. Looking up is Haskovic. Goodbye! Dustin Carey with a 3-run homer, his 4th of the season. RBIs 22, 23, and 24, and Decorah takes a 6-3 lead.
And that was the swing that you needed. Now, that was perfect by Dustin. Stayed head on the ball, and he drove it. You knew it off the bat. That's a big, big at-bat here in this game.
The Vikes take the lead with the long ball from Dustin Carey, his 4th of the season, tying Josie Jewell for the team lead in that category. And the aforementioned Josie Jewell will stand in. One of those runs will be charged to Gosh, so Gosh, now 3 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk, and no strikeouts, and they hit Josie.
That's the second time on a curveball, I think.
Wow. Baseball magnetism with Josie Jewell tonight as he makes his way down towards first base, and James Osley will become the 9th batter of the inning. Osley grounded to second in the second and flew out to right in the third. The stretch by Wilchin and the pitch. Fastball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 6 here in the 4th inning. 3 singles, 2 doubles, and a home run. The Vikes lead it 6-3. The stretch and the 1-0 delivery is outside for 2 balls, no strikes to Osley. So Wilchin has struggled since coming into the game, and that's always tough to do, to warm up a little bit, to go into the on-deck circle, to play the field a little bit, and then be called on to slow down an offense.
Yeah, it really makes that warm-up almost irrelevant.
2 balls, no strikes to count. And a long pause, and James Osley asked for time, and it's politely granted by Donnie D.
Yeah, I really like the way our guys have used their ability to call timeout. You know, you play at your tempo when you're hitting.
2 balls, no strikes to count. The 2-0 delivery. Fastball at the knees for a strike. It's 2-1. Runner at first, 1 down, 6 in here in the 4th inning of a 6-3 Decorah lead. The big blow, the Dustin Carey 3-run homer. Pitch. Runner takes off, throw down to second base, not in time. Josie in with a head-first slide as Osley took a strike. It's now 2-2. Josie steals his 3rd base of the season. 2-2 the count with 1 down. Jim has had RBIs in 6 consecutive games. Let's see if he can add to that streak right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. The pause and the pitch. Swinging a little nubber foul. That was off his foot and caromed out in front of the plate. Wilchin was there to field, but Donnie D threw the arms up. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Wilchin in at Sindelar for the sign. The pause, a look back at second. Another look at second, and the 2-2 to James is taken up for 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Three and 2 the count. The Vikes up in the hit column 7-4. A profitable 4th it's been. The pitch swung on, smacked into left. It's a leaping grab by Slivka. He'll throw behind the runner, and the throw hits Josie Jewell in the back. A good throw would have been a double play, but it hit Josie right in the back as a leaping grab is made by Slivka, and the Vikes were inches away from being out of the inning.
And yeah, that's another hard hit ball, though, by James. We've really been getting some good contact, good at-bats this inning.
And Kyle Kane, who started the fun, will stand in, grounded to third in the second, and singled to right and scored in the 4th inning. And we can say that Kyle scored as he swings and misses at the first one. No balls, 1 strike. He did find home plate with no problem. Was happy about that. The ball's 1 strike. Wilchin comes set, looks back at second, and an 0-1 to Kyle. A curveball inside for 1 ball, 1 strike. This ball game an hour 13 old. The first one tonight took only 1 hour and 6 minutes. And there's a certain guy out on the field that will tell you about it afterwards.
Yeah, the beauty of baseball, baby.
1-1, and now a whirl and a throw to second base. Josie back to the bag diving. But to me, that's one of the sport reasons. It's one of my favorites. There is no clock. You got to get those 21 outs. And
yep.
Everything like that. 1-1 on Kyle Keene. A 6-3 lead for Decorah here in the 4th. The pitch goes high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Wilchin came in. He allowed the double to Qualley, and then the home run to Carey. There are RBIs this inning, an RBI double by Dolly, an RBI ground out by Nimrod, and an RBI single by Nimrod. The ground out was Gavin, the single was Collin. That one's back into left center field and a base hit. Rounding third, coming to the plate is Josie Jewell. The throw from Haskevec, not in time. Kyle Kane down to second base on the throw. It's a 7-3 lead for Decorah. Big two-out single by Double K.
And now you've got another opportunity to tack it on with that throw going all the way to the plate. Kane was able to get up to second, so Austin's got a chance here to drive in and yet another.
Kane with his 21st run of the year and the first two-out run of this 7-run fourth inning. A 7-3 lead for Decorah. And the baby bull to the plate. He walked in the second. He singled and scored in the fourth. Good to see him back on the field after that situation down at West Waterloo. I know you were there that night. And
yeah, that was kind of an odd, scary situation there.
A whirl and a soft toss back to second base, and Kyle back to the bag diving. Because he was hit right in the kind of cheek left side of his face. He got up, started to go towards first base, and he just fell down and like nothing happened. Yep. And that just doesn't happen to a kid that big and that tough.
Right, yeah, I'm glad we got it straightened out, though, because it's nice to have that bat back in the lineup.
Kane out at second base. A stretch by Wilchin, a look back at second, and the pitch to Austin is down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. I look at Kyle's uniform. Martha's going to have a tough time taking care of that one, but she usually does a good job.
Yeah, she does. She's one of the best.
As are all the Decorah baseball moms.
Very true.
The 1-0 delivery. Up. It is 2 balls, no strikes. We got to give a shout-out tonight to some good folks listening in online at the Three Bears Resort in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Wow. That's some dedication.
That is the Schumann family on a little vacation.
Oh, good for them. Good for them.
Taking in some Viking baseball and hopefully having a good time. The pitch swung on, a ground ball towards third. Playing the long hop is Slivka. He'll fire across the diamond. And Ashbacker retired, but the Vikes send 11 to the plate. Score 7. On 7 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the 5th inning. It's a 7-3 lead for Decorah. Let's take a break for Winter Chic Mutual Insurance. After a profitable 4th, the Viking pitching and defense will try to keep the momentum here in the 5th inning. They lead at 7-3, a 7-run 4th inning. And it all started with just, frankly, a little patience at the plate there, Luke.
Yeah, it did. You got to take that good approach to the plate every single time. That makes a difference. That constant, long approach at the plate works out over a long game.
Starting with Brandon Wilchin.
Brandon Wilchin, the now pitcher in the game, will lead things off here in the 5th inning. He will face Jake Qualley, the now pitcher of record for Decorah, as the first pitch is a little high. 1 ball, no strikes. Wilchin sacrificed a runner-up in the first, fly to right in the 2nd inning. He'll swing and pop one up, first base side. Foul territory. Qualley calling in foul ground will make the catch for the first out here in the 5th. So 1 down, nobody on. And Chase Lenhart, who's started a couple of rallies for Cresco, he will come to the plate. Lenhart walked and scored in the first and singled and scored in the 3rd. The curveball taken low. It is 1 ball, no strikes. So Qualley now has shut down the 6 batters that he has faced to this point, doing his job as that long reliever. The 1-0 swing and a miss. Good. Change of pace, it looked like. It's 1-1. Never want to use that guy, but good to have good guys in case you need them.
Yes, it is. You got to have guys that come in and get outs.
1-1, swung on, looped towards third, retreating is Josie Jewell. It's over his head, and it'll be a base hit. So Chase Lenhart is on base for the 3rd time. He scored 2 runs, as just got that one over Josie's head out into left field.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, and Jake made a pretty good pitch. Just stuck the barrel of the bat out and got it over for a hit.
Matt Cuvalier will be the batter, the now first baseman for the Cadets, and a 7-3 Decorah lead here in the fifth. He walked in the first and grounded out to first in the third. Was robbed of a hit on a nice defensive play by Bryce Pierce. 1 ball, no strikes. It's a curveball taken low. We won't mention the fact that it's 7-0 Decorah since Luke Kane arrived on the broadcast. The 1-0, fastball outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, I'm sure it has a lot more to do than with my presence.
Yeah.
But I'll take the credit.
I do what I can for you, my friend. As pitching there for a strike, it's 2-1, and ever since you interned with the governor, you got friends in high places. By getting into trouble.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch, outside corner for a strike. It's 2-2. We won't go too far on that. I'm sure there's some gag orders on a few things.
I'm sure there are.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Quali ready, the 2-2 delivery. Ooh, just missed on a breaking ball, low and away. It's now 3 balls, 2 strikes on Cuvalier with Sindelar awaiting a turn on deck. 7-3 Decorah here in the top of the 5th inning. The 3-2 delivery low for ball 4. And that's a 3rd walk for Decorah pitching and the 1st walk for Quali tonight. And Cody Sindelar, whose first 2 at-bats has led to the 3 runs for Cresco to this point, he will come to the plate. Sindelar reached on an error to allow 2 runs to score in the 1st inning and double to right to score Linhart in the 3rd. So he's 1 for 2 officially, but he has produced 3 runs in his 2 at-bats. The first pitch to Sindelar swung on, popped up, shallow left center. Retreating is Nimrod, infield fly called by Bob Jacobson. Nimrod makes the catch from a shortstop position. 2 down here in the 5th. And here comes Brandon Slivka. Slivka into a forced play in the 1st and fouled out to the catcher in the 3rd. He was the first man to face Quali when he came in the game back in the 3rd. And the pitch in there for a strike to Slivka, 0-1. The Vikings have now scored 32 runs against the Cadets this year. 14 of them have come in the 4th inning. How's that for silly stats? Ground ball to 3rd, picked up there by Josie. Fires across the diamond, and the out recorded, a walk, a hit, and 2 runners left. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Stretch time at Decorah. It is Decorah leading by a 7-3 margin. Let's hear from Dr. Kelly Reagan, your chiropractic clinic, and also from Paul Hudson, your State Farm insurance agent. Good and loud.
2-3. Brady Dowley will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning after Elliott Christian leads the crowd in another rousing rendition of the 5th inning stretch. Dowley doubled, got a run home and scored in the 4th inning. He came in when Kyle Kane left the game pitching-wise. He swings and fouls the first pitch back. No balls and 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch taken at the letters for a strike, and it's 0-2. So 0-2 on Brady Dowley, and just love a situation like you saw from Dowley back in the 4th inning. As we touched on, Luke, 0-2 delivery down the right field line, fair ball! Into the Crestwood bullpen. Dowley can run for days. Brady hits second base, but he's going to get a stop sign there from Coach O. 2
doubles, 2 at-bats from a kid who didn't start this game, but you know what? He was ready to play tonight.
Yep, you got to come to the ballpark ready to go every day, and Brady obviously did that. Finally went right down that right field line and got, that overshift led to the double.
And now Gary Steffen will come out and talk to Bob Jacobson, wondering if that was a fair ball or not. I'm not sure what the discussion is.
Yeah, we had a pretty good look at it down here, Darren, and it was a fair ball from my view.
And Bob, in his eloquent ways, puts arms on Gary's shoulder, said it was a fair ball.
Yep.
This conversation's done. Gary's back to the first base dugout. Enough done. Enough said. I ref JV football with Bob, and I've been a part of a few of those conversations. Gavin Nimrod will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out to second in the third and grounded out to second to knock in a run in that fourth inning. An 7-3 lead for Decorah. They're now out hitting Crestwood 9-5. Nimrod squaring to bunt, pulls the bat back, chops one up the middle. It's fielded at short right behind the second base bag by Linhart. He'll throw on to first base to retire Nimrod. And there's one down here in the fifth inning. But Dolly moves up to third, so even though Gavin's 0 for 3, 2 productive outs from him tonight.
Yep, he did a good job again of moving that runner over. And, that sets yourself up here for another productive out in case you don't get a hit.
Colin Nimrod is 2 for 3. Popped to second in the first, single to right in the third, single to left, knocked in a run, scored himself in the fourth inning. Slipka even with the bag at third. In fact, all 4 infielders are up for Cresco. They trail at 7-3 here in the bottom of the fifth. The pitch to Colin. Curveball on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. You probably don't do it trailing in the count now, but he does have 7 sacrifice punts.
Or maybe you do. Who knows?
That's why Coach O's...
That's why he's pulling the trigger, I guess.
Been doing this for 50 years. Here comes the squeeze right in front of the plate, and they're going to rule Colin Nimrod retired, but he's going to be out at the plate because he stepped across home plate before he touched the ball.
And I think what he's calling, Darren, is that ball hit the bat as he dropped it down. I'm not...
Wouldn't that be a foul ball, though?
If the bat is out of the batter's hand and it makes contact with the ball, it's a detached player and it's dead ball, just as interference is called.
Okay.
But, yeah, tough break.
Well... So much for not doing it on 1. You know what? There's a guy in the third base box that's been doing this for 50 years who's forgotten a heck of a lot more about baseball than we know.
Very true.
So Jake Qualley takes a strike, 0-1. 2 down, a runner at third, 7-3 Decorah. Leading as the curveball goes 55 feet and Sindelar down to block it. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. Sindelar doing a nice job of saving a Crestwood run there. Gosh, still the pitcher of record for Cresco. Wilchin came on in relief last inning. The pitch swung on a pop-up first base side. Underneath it is Cuvalier. He will make the catch to retire the side. So 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the 6th inning. It's 7-3. Decorah leads it. Let's hear from those great folks at Decorah Tire Service. 6th inning we go. It's a 7-3 lead for Decorah. Jake Qualley's done the job in relief. 2 2/3, 1 hit, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Vikes have only made 1 error tonight. And it was Jake Qualley's error. And the thing of it is, Jake's came back with a 2 for 4 night at the plate and a great night on the mound after that. It's one thing to make a mistake. It's another thing to make that mistake worse by thinking about it the rest of the night. Jake has rebounded pretty well from that mistake in the first inning.
Yes, he has. He's picked him up and picked himself up, and he's a big key of why we're ahead in this ball game.
Johnny Berlin will lead things off here in the 6th inning. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, grounded to short in the third, and the pitch in there for a strike to Johnny. No balls, 1 strike. I believe his grandpa Larry's listening out at Michigan tonight. We say hi to him, of course. The pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-2. He knows the pain of being a broadcast partner of Darren Swenson.
Yes, it is, and pain's a good way to put it, isn't it?
Wow.
Thanks, buddy. 0-2, swinging a pop-up foul, third base side, and that one is going to be caught right in front of the fence by Kyle Kane. He had just enough real estate, went to the fence, fell for it, reached up, made the play. Kyle's done that a time or two before.
Yeah, that was pretty textbook play. Big key there is not getting ahead of yourself and sprinting to that fence. You got to keep a good tempo with that backspin on that ball.
One down, nobody on. Davis Murphy to the plate, infield hit in the second, rounded to third in the fourth. 1 for 2, 7-3 Decorah here in the sixth. Murphy takes a strike, nothing in one. Jake Qualley trying to pick up his 8th win of the year. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Swinging a foul back, nothing in 2. If you recall the first round game last year over at Walk-On, 7-5 win. Kyle started that one. Struggled a bit against Cresco. He was lifted after an inning and a third. The 0-2 delivery, swung on, hit towards left. Leaping grab is made by Colin Nimrod at short. Wow, what a play!
And that, Darren, that was a heck of a play. There was not a false step. He read that right off the bat, took 2 steps in the dive, and that's as good as it gets.
Diving would be probably the more accurate description than leaping, but nonetheless, Colin Nimrod with a star play you need to hang a star on, taking a base hit away from Murphy as Shatechka takes the strike, nothing in 1. He flew out to right in the second, popped to short in the fourth. 7-3 Decorah here in the sixth. Pitch swinging a foul, right side and out of play. It is no balls and 2 strikes on Austin Shatechka.
Any level would have been happy with that catch.
Well said, E-Train. Any level of baseball, that's a good play. 0-2 delivery, low and in the dirt. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jake looking for his second 1-2-3 inning, which would be the second defensively for Decorah tonight. 1-2 delivery, swung on, and a ground ball toward short. To his left is Colin Nimrod. He'll throw to first base to retire the side. So, 1-2-3, nothing across. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Vikes up by a 7-3 margin. Let's take a break for Vic Seating and Plumbing. The 3 to the score. Decorah on top, all 7 runs coming in the 4th inning. Of course, Decorah with an opportunity now to get some A&J Petersburg insurance runs. Did I see E-Train doing the Gangnam style dance?
I think so.
Is that a machine gun?
Elliot Christian. Anyone who doesn't think that guy's hip, he knows what's going on. Better than me and you there,
He
Luke.
does, yeah.
Dustin Carey, who provided the big blow of that 7-run fourth with a 3-run homer, will start things as he hammers one towards left field and deep, and it's over the head of Berlin and at the base of the Viking in straightaway left. Carey will have a double.
And another, that was the same kind of pitch as that home run, down on the knee, and he bends his back knee and drives it again. That's 2 pretty textbook swings by Dustin Carey. He's had a phenomenal night.
2 for 4 now on the night with 8 doubles on the season. And Josie Jewell will bat. Flew out to center in the first, hit by a pitch in the third, hit by a pitch again in the fourth. He scored that time. Stretch by Wilchin, a look back at second. The pitch goes low. It's 1 ball, no strikes on Josie Jewell. Two weeks from Monday, he'll officially be an Iowa Hawkeye. As camp will start on the 5th for Kirk Ferentz and company. The 1-0 delivery, hammer towards left field and deep. That ball is off the top of the fence. Dustin Carey rounding third. He will score on the Josie Jewell RBI double. It's an 8-3 lead for Decorah.
And that's about as hard as you can hit a ball without hitting it out of here. I mean, that thing got to the fence in a hurry. That's back-to-back. Very, very good swings. Very good at bats.
Josie with his 34th RBI of the season. And I believe Chase Lenhart is coming in to pitch in this game. Let's take a break and hear from Bruning Rock Products, Jason Solon, your Farm Bureau insurance agent, and Rockweiler Appliance and TV.
James Osley will bat against Chase Lenhard. Davis Murphy now at short, and Brandon Wilchin now at second. And a curveball is taken on the inside edge, and it's 1 ball, no strikes, I believe. As Osley is 0 for 3 on the night. Rounded to second in the second, flew out to right in the third, and lined out to third in the fourth inning. Robbed of a hit on a nice defensive play by Brandon Slifka. 1 ball, no strike. Short lead at second by Josie. And the 1-0 delivery grounded towards third. Past the diving Slifkin into left field for a base hit. Josie will stop at third. First and third, nobody out. Here in the sixth inning, an 8-3 lead for Decorah. And Kyle Kane will come to the plate. He's 2 for 3. Grounded to third in the second. Singled and scored in the fourth. Singled, knocked in a run in the fourth.
Kyle Kane.
So Jewell and Osley on the base pass, as right now Gavin Nimrod, the only Viking not to reach base tonight, even though 2 of his 3 outs have been productive outs, and he does have an RBI. First and third situation, pitch to Kyle, low in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. Vikes were down 3-0 early. An error led to 2 runs in the first inning, a Cody Sindelar double. Scored another run in the third inning. Vikes had the bases loaded with 2 down in the third inning. Could not convert off that. And they're starting to enter in the back of your mind, is this your night or not? Well, the fourth inning took care of that. An RBI double by Brady Dolly, an RBI ground out by Gavin Nimrod, an RBI single by Colin Nimrod, a 3-run homer by Dustin Carey, and an RBI single by Kyle Kane. 2-0. Grounded towards third. Fair! Or foul. Ooh, boy. I couldn't tell from the yelp of Don DeLora.
I could not either.
And first base side, we have a pretty good view. Third base side, we don't.
A little tougher over here, yep.
See, we're learning from you, Coach B. We had a bad angle. 2-1 on Kyle Kane. Kyle Kane was the starting pitcher, just frankly didn't have it tonight, but fortunately for Decorah, Jacob Qualley has. Osley at third, and Josie at third, Osley at second, curveball outside edge for a strike, and it's 2-2. That's one of those things, as you hopefully look forward there with an overshift like that outside pitch go the other way.
You're exactly right, Darren. They're really giving you that when they throw outside.
Well, of course, it's easy for us from
easier said than done.
Osley takes off, curveball taken inside for 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Osley's going to take second uncontested. I think Donnie was thinking about ringing him up that time, and the action of the catcher almost distracted him from doing so.
Right.
And you've been there as an umpire before.
Yeah, when that catcher stands up, your view goes out the window.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Kyle. Swung on a fly ball into left field. Berland is under this one, and he will make the catch. Tagging at third is Jewell. Throwing to the plate is Berland. The throw is cut off. A sacrifice fly by Kyle Kane, his second RBI of the night, his 22nd of the season. The first out in the sixth inning, and a 9-3 lead for Decorah. That's 2 A&J Petersburg Insurance runs here in the sixth. The infield up like that, and bases loaded, or any sort of runner at third, any sort of contact really to the outfield really gets you a run, and Kyle did exactly that.
Yep, good productive out, and you tack another on.
Austin Ashbacker will bat. Walked in the second, singled and scored in the fourth, and grounded to third in the fourth. This pitch taken low. It is 1 ball, no strikes. A 9-3 lead for Decorah. Cadets will have the top of their order up in the seventh inning. So any little bit of insurance will make you breathe that much more easy when it comes to the seventh inning. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 delivery is taken low for 2 balls, no strikes. Vikes trying to hold on to this lead and meet up with Owine in the district final, a team that defeated Decorah 2 of 3 times this year, but Decorah ended up finishing above them in the conference standings. Owine's a team that's not going to score a lot, but they're not going to give up a lot either.
Yep, they
Whirl
pitch
and a throw
well.
to second base and back to the bag diving is Osley, Luke.
Yeah, they always pitch well. They always play good defense, and those in high school baseball, those are tough teams to beat. You have to beat them. They ain't going to give anything to you.
In fact, you lost 2 of the 3 games, but you only gave up a total of 6 runs to them. So 2-0, swung on a ground ball towards short. Underneath the glove of Murphy and into left field. Osley will chug his way to third base, first and third, with 1 down here in the 6th inning on the second error of the night for the Cadets.
Yeah, even though it was an error, still pretty good contact. Did a good job of waiting for a curve and really driving it and putting some pressure on the defense.
And Brady Dolly, who's batted twice, who's doubled twice, who's scored a run and knocked in a run, will bat with first and third with 1 down. 9-3, Decorah on top. A 2 spot here in the 6th, which means $40 to the Viking Athletic Booster Club. From the good folks at A&J Petersburg for these insurance runs as the pitch goes outside to Brady. 1 ball, no strikes. Osley off a third, the Baby Bull off a first. Lenhart delivers pitch outside corner, taken for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Dolly, who's seen his role expand throughout the course of the season, and he was ready to go tonight. This is just a young man who just loves the game of baseball a ton, and you're really happy to see when a kid like that has success. Time asked for by Dolly. Granted by Delora. Brady back in there. Lenhart to the rubber. Lenhart to a stretch. And the 1-1 delivery outside for 2 balls and 1 strike. Now on Brady Dolly. A 9-3 lead for Decorah. They're out hitting Cresco 12-5. 9 unanswered runs for the Vikings here tonight. Pitch to Brady, ground ball towards third, picked up there by Slifka. He's really only going to have 1 play. He gets that at first base as Osley scores with another A&J Petersburg insurance run. Second RBI of the night for Brady Dolly. It's a 10-3 lead for Decorah, with the Baby Bull moving up to second.
Yep, that was a good sound baseball there. Dolly hit it hard. That's 3 good at-bats for him and produced another run.
And Gavin Nimrod will call time, and now Cole Sweska will run for Austin Ashbacker, and that's the 2nd time Austin's been ran for, so Cole will probably be moving out to left field in the top of the 7th inning.
Not only do you get a little more speed on the base pass, you get a little more speed in the outfield when you're trying to close the game out.
Nimrod 0 for 3. 2 productive outs, though. Grounded to second in the 3rd. An RBI ground out to second in the 4th. Moved to runner up on a ground out to short in the 6th. Still look at a strike, nothing in 1. 3 A&J Petersburg insurance runs. That means $60 out of A&J here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Booster Club drive being led up, of course, by Bob and Martha Kane. 0-1 pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dropped my check off the other day. So
hey, good for you, Darren. Glad you're donating.
Martha rushed to the bank to make sure it didn't bounce.
As she probably should have, you know.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. In fact, I believe she had a police escort, if I'm not mistaken. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. But anything people can give definitely helps out with all the great work there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch sails outside for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, the Cadets have the top of the order up in the 7th, but they got a lot of work to do. They'll have at least a 7-run mountain to climb. They trail it 10-3. Stretch, a look back at second. And the 2-2 to Gavin, swing and a foul back over our heads on the third base side, now to play. So it's still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vikings trying to beat the Cadets for the 15th consecutive time.
That's tempting the baseball gods there.
It really is, and fun trivia question may be, when was the last time that happened?
Who was 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. And now, if we get another pitch, and maybe here in the 7th inning, I will bring that up. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the pitch, outside corner, strike 3 called. So, the Vikes get 3 A&J Petersburg Insurance runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left. We head to the 7th, closing time for Decorah. It is a Viking lead of 10-3. Let's hear from Wicks Construction and Hubden Oil. Top of the 7th inning we go. It's a 10-3 lead for Decorah. Cadets scored the first 3 in this game, but the Vikes got 7 in the 4th inning, highlighted by the Destin Carey 3-run homer. And a 3 spot in the 6th inning, 3 A&J Petersburg Insurance runs, as Jeffrey Haskbeck looks at the first one outside, 1 ball, no strikes. But the stick-to-itiveness of Decorah, story number 1 of this game, and the relief pitching of Jake Qualley, story number 2, as he throws a strike to Haskbeck, who's 1 for 3 with a run scored. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 1-1 delivery, pitch swung on and missed. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The last time, 15 games ago, was the last time Crestwood defeated Decorah in this series. And it was a while ago. And I brought up this trivia question to my friend and yours, Ben Oberman. The pitch goes on, 2-2. When a varsity head coach was the last pitcher for Crestwood to defeat Decorah. 2-2. Swing and a miss at a curveball down and away, and 1 down here in the 7th inning. So 1 down, nobody on. Brandon Wilchin to the plate, sacrificed a runner up in the first, flied to right in the 2nd, and fouled to the pitcher in the 5th. And from what I understand, you had a prominent role in that game, Mr. Kane.
Yeah, I did.
The pitch, swinging a foul at the plate, no balls, 1 strike. Maybe not one of the roles that not quite up to the 4 touchdowns against walk-on in your career.
I definitely remember it though. It was the infield was in. There's a ground ball to short where I was playing.
0-1 delivery, missed outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And the bases were loaded. I think it was a tie ball game there, and I ended up throwing the ball into the backstop for the winning run to come across.
The pitch out of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike to count on Brandon Wilchin. 10-3 Decorah. 2-1 delivery. That 1 hit towards short over the head of a leaping Nimrod and into left field for a base hit. So Wilchin gets the 6th hit for the Cadets. And Chase Lenhart will come to the plate.
Thought Nimmy might have had a second web gem there, but just over the glove.
And the Cadets are going to go to their bench.
Running at first base, 24, Sawyer McIntyre.
Sawyer McIntyre will run at first.
Chase Lenhart.
And Chase Lenhart will come to the plate. He's been on base 3 times. Walked and scored in the 1st, singled and scored in the 3rd, and singled again in the 5th. He's got the one of only 2 hits that Qualley has given up as the first pitch taken up. 1 ball, no strikes. Qualley just needs to bear down and get the toughest oust in high school baseball. Outs 20-21.
You bet.
1-0. Pitch taken inside. Snap throw to first base, and now the runner is caught in a rundown. Pierce will throw to Dolly. Tag applied. 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, I had noticed on the previous pitch that he was getting awfully dangerous, even though we weren't holding him with that big lead. That was a good job by Kyle and Bryce being on the same page and making sure you don't throw a ball into right field, but that was very well done, well executed.
2-3-4 on the putout. It's 2-0 on Lenhart, who quickly becomes the final hope for the Crestwood Cadets. 2-0 from Qualley. The pitch taken low. It is 3 balls, no strikes now. Jake in 4 1/3 has given up 2 hits and walked 1, struck out 1. Make that walk 2 as the curveball goes inside, as Chase Lenhart will be on base for the 4th consecutive time. And I think Coach Brodbeck will go to his bench once again here. And I believe it will be Josh Larson. Another case of getting another senior in that might not see the regular time.
At first base, 13, Josh Larson.
And letting them experience their final game of the season. as Matt Cuvalier grounds one toward short. Dolly was there. It took a wicked hop over his head, and reaching first base on the single is Cuvalier. Brady was there to make the play. It hit the lip between the infield grass and the infield dirt, and Brady didn't have a chance after that.
Yeah, I have not seen a hop like that off this field in a long time. That was a true roller coaster hop there.
And Cody Sindelar, who's responsible for all 3 runs for Cresco off his bat tonight, will come to the plate, first and second with 2 down. Sindelar looks at the first one high, 1 ball, no strikes. Reached out an error to allow 2 runs to score in the first, double to right to knock in a run in the third, and popped to short in the fifth. 1-0 from Qualley, taken low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. That's 4 walks in a game for Decorah pitchers tonight. That's just something we haven't seen too much. But of the 7 hits Crestwood has, 6 have been singles. The pitch out of the zone. It's 3 balls, no strikes. In fact, in this overall series this year, Cresco out hitting Decorah 30-27. But when it comes to extra base hits, the pitch in there for a strike. It is 3-1. Decorah with 13 of their 27 hits against Cresco as extra bases. Cresco with only 4 extra base hits. Pitch hammered towards left field, angling towards the line as West gets over his head, and it's against the fence. Scoring is Larson. Being waved in as Cuvalier. He will score without a play on a 2-run double by Sindelar. It's now a 10-5 ball game as Dustin Carey continues to warm up in the bullpen.
There's no need to panic right here. You know, you've got 1 out to get before they get 5. You just got to focus on throwing strikes, and you just don't give anything away, and you should ride off into the sunset here.
Cody Sindelar will be lifted for a courtesy runner. That will be Connor Slifka. Slifka at second, 2 in, 2 down, 7th inning, and Brandon Slifka to the plate. Brandon is 0 for 3 on the night. 10-5 Decorah here in the 7th as Brandon looks at a strike, nothing in 1. No balls, 1 strike, the count. 0-1 delivery. Curve taken low. It is 1 ball, 1 strike on Brandon Slifka. 10-5 the score. 1-1 delivery. Swinging a foul at the plate. So Qualley ahead now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vikes trying to win their 10th game in a row, which would be their longest streak since winning 11 in a row towards the end of the regular season last year. Crowd starting to clap. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Qualley delivers the pitch, swinging a foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Connor Slifka at second with 2 down. One and 2 the count and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a curveball, and that's a Viking victory. The Vikes move on to the district semifinals with a 10-5 win over Crestwood tonight in come-from-behind fashion. Ten runs, 12 hits, 1 error, 8 left for Decorah. 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 7 left for Cresco. Jake Qualley, the win in relief, going 4 2/3, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walking 2, and striking out 1. The losing pitcher, Brian Gosh, 4 6. So Qualley actually goes to 8 2 on the season. Crestwood is now 11 22, and that's the way they will bow out their campaign. Decorah moves on to 26 8 on the season and have now won 10 ball games in a row. And Jake Qualley's relief pitching was story number 1. The Vikes just sticking together and And not panicking after being down early in this one, those were the two keys to victory tonight.
Yep, and as a whole, as a group, they pulled themselves up by the bootstraps and really took care of business. You know, when it came to the fourth inning, Jake did an excellent job of coming in and putting out the fire, and his performance really was key for us tonight.
All right, Luke, going to be around Monday night?
You bet, I'll be here.
All right, hopefully you can obey all posted speed limits on the way down.
I will.
Safety
I always
first.
do, and yeah, maybe I'll allow myself a little more time to get here this time.
Exactly, and just to let everybody know, it was a 10-2 ball game after Luke arrived. Just not that anybody around the game of baseball would ever be superstitious, but nonetheless, Decorah wins at 10-5. Nice job by you. Good to have you back on the air, and hopefully let's do this a few more times, Luke.
Yeah, we'll see you Monday.
All right, many people to thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the business who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you. That's right, you, the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome. Final score tonight, Decorah defeats Cresco 10-5. Coming up on Monday night, it's Decorah and Owine in the district final. It'll be a 7 o'clock start time and a 6:50 pregame. Luke and I will have the coverage for you that night. So, for our entire KDEC sports team, for Elliot Christian on moral support as usual, for Luke Kane, I'm Darren Swenson saying so long. And there's a Mark Hattinger sighting. Oh boy. Things are again going to get crazy tonight. But nonetheless, Vikings win at 10-5. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. We'll talk to you again Monday night.